Whoops. Edit that a little bit. Save. All right. Okay. Pause. Yeah, that's good. This channel that, YouTube or Twitch is very particular about talking about multi-streaming stuff. Just stupid. They should change their terms of service. But the other one that I do is well known, obviously. I have a red icon. And it is definitely a different setup for the stream thing. So you pick a thumbnail, there's a bunch of things to change potentially. And the channel that I push this to right now, I do it on different ones, but the one, it's the same name. And I don't really have any viewership on this channel, so it's kind of my default garbage pail to stream to, I guess. I got some cookies for quote unquote breakfast. These are little bears. Picked these up at Dollar Tree. Kind of cute. They're not terrible. It was $1. Oh no, I got these at Menards actually. Yeah, I went to Menards to get a different set of cables for my keyboard. So there's a particular brand. So this is my pink and orange setup for the moment. I haven't even tried the blue one, but I'm blue, pink, and green. I originally bought the green one, and it was good. Because I mentioned this before, the connector point on this keyboard's kind of particular, and for whatever reason, this brand of connector cable is good. So far, this one seems fine too, compared to the green one. So it's nice. Yeah, but these are pretty decent. I honestly can't remember what the brand was. Actually, I think I took a photo, posted on a social media thing. Let's see. Yeah. Honeygram, Cambridge and something. Teddy bear cookies, Honeygram, something. So that was $1. Oh yeah, there's the cables. I already had the green one, so I didn't buy another green one. Oh, I forgot to do that. This 11%. I still have the receipt. I should probably do that. Try to get some of the money back. Forgot about that. Anyways, they're okay. Let's see, do they have different... Oh, they have different types. I mean... So that one's got the arms down. That one's got the arms up. So, kind of cute. All right. This is some of the code that it wrote. Worked the first time. That was the original connection code. There's a Python language. I don't specifically know it. And honestly, I didn't even bother trying to verify if it worked before running it. Which would have been smarter. But it turned out okay, so. I really should work on these photos. Been slacking on those. But the general idea now, open up a new browser window. I want to make a website article based on doing this for my programming website. Although technically I didn't really do any programming. It's kind of in the same realm of thought-based work. So I need to make up a prompt for that. It's like a get rid of this. I don't think I need that. I want to like this. This is a massive document. I can't just copy paste. This all works beautifully. Clean up navigation as well after running through the script. Now I'd like to make a website article for my programming website of our project. Make the article to read as a back and forth between me and you, the goal of being a tutorial. Mm. Let's see how this goes. Bloop. Okay. Yeah, that was a fun little project. I still want to do it to my other websites, especially the programming one, because it has a bunch of junk labels. Only got 88 articles on there. Looks pretty good. See if I can paste it with... Oh, crap. Should be able to show the article as well. All right. Transition this to the live view. Yeah, it should be good. So that's what that looks like. This is what it came up with. I cleaned up 441 articles on everybonds.com using the Blogger API and Gemini Pro 3 in AI Studio. I've been running photography.com over a decade. That means I have 400. No, I mean, that doesn't mean it, but currently I have 441 articles and, more importantly, 15 years of messy labels. Canon cameras, reviews. It was a nightmare for navigation. Blogger's interface doesn't allow for bulk editing. of labels. To fix this manually, would have had to click through 141 pages, editing the tags, and save. Instead, I decided to automate it, teamed up with an AI assistant. Try to get a website link. I should be editing photos, so I want to get that over with. Oh, well, I don't need that. I'll leave the first one and just make this subheading. Me. I know Blogger has an API, but I've never touched it. I found... Did I actually say this? I feel like it's not including stuff. Yeah, I mean, I started off just talking about... Paste that in here. This is my original... Then he came back with stuff that probably wouldn't have even worked. And then I said this. Do they have an API? So it's kind of goofy sounding. This isn't even what I said. Let me redo this. Whoops. So yeah, I just got I had that thing covering it. I had that. Yeah, so this is my new prompt to augment the other one. These things love to write goofily. All right. I should probably edit photos instead of this. But I'll at least go over it again a little bit. Let's back up. Go. Transition. Okay. Let's see what it gave me this time. Calling itself assistant. Pain in the butt. It's probably tired. Well, I'll see what this looks like. I'm not gonna delete that yet. Why is it weird font? Oh, it must be yeah, it's on subheading. Okay. Oh, no. Crap. Normal. Yeah. Yeah, it's not any better. You can hear the snow blowers. Gross. That is a pretty big script. Trying to think how I did this in the past. Did I use quotes? Jump break. Yeah, maybe. I guess I could probably leave that in there. right. There's the link to that thing. I can also do a screenshot. Pull this up. Yeah. Let's save this. Export. Whoops. That's good. What should I call this folder? Brain. Whoops. Okay, that's good enough. I should have had to change these. That's it. Yeah, this article is not very big, but as I put all of the code, it'll be pretty big. Should be editing photos. Let me read this over. Recently decided to clean up the labels on my photography website for the first time with 441 articles written over 15 years. Taxonomy. Yeah, that's a term. Taxonomy. It duplicates composition errors and no consistent structure. There were a lot of labels with only 1 or 2 articles. I looked at the blogger interface and didn't see any bulk management tools. Labels. I wanted to do something with this since transitioning them to Blogger. I felt like a massive undertaking going through them. One by one was an option. I'd also have to see if I could automate it after talking with Gemini Pro 3 in their AI studio. On a whim. I'll put that in the front in the English language. On a whim. I wrote that. The AI didn't write that. On a whim, I decided to see if I could automate it after talking with Gemini Pro 3, our AI studio. Here's the process I went through from discovering. I did vaguely know because of YouTube. I'm going to look into that too, because there's things that I could definitely change. And the video descriptions is just kind of dangerous. I could have sworn that there was a cost involved in that, but maybe not, considering this worked. But a little bit more risky to edit my YouTube video descriptions compared to this website, because I don't care as much about the website. But man, that would save so much effort. Because I have right now Adorama changed their affiliate program. And Best Buy technically changed theirs. I don't know if the old ones still apply. They probably don't, which is irritating. There could be other stuff too, like removing some, I don't know. It's kind of risky though. I have over 1,100 videos on that channel. And then I would have to do some sort of regular expression work and stuff to find the correct links. I mean, they would all have a similar format, but you know, you'd have to get the full link because they are unique, obviously, even though they have the same starting portion, and then swap it for a new link. And then I have to generate new links based on the product, which maybe the new company has some sort of API to generate links. So that would be a whole nother thing. I don't know how much money I would make swapping links, but it would be potentially higher than zero. Because right now I'm losing out on if anyone clicks those. I was deleting some of them, but yeah. Actually, did I edit that by code? I thought there was a pre... No, that's not it. Okay, I'm gonna have to look at my older articles in here and see what I did with code. Let's save this thing. I think I'm gonna stop messing with this for the moment. But yeah, that's the general idea. It's another article on here, going through the process. There's some other ones too I could do. Similar techniques and stuff. Man, it's tough not using this to help me do these type of projects, because it would be so much work, and the level of difficulty for this stuff is pretty high. If I were to do it totally myself, which why at this point? But even if I wanted to for some reason, or like Google started charging money, that would probably be the main reason. Yeah, it'd be a lot. I probably just wouldn't be able to do this type of stuff realistically. Yeah, like even just writing this thing to figure out how to connect to their cloud API thing. That's a fair amount of code, and it's a language that I've never personally written anything in, besides maybe some little, who knows what, tutorial or something. I've never gotten into Python. I mean, it's not super difficult to understand. It's pretty basic for scripting language types. So you can tell these are comments with the hashtag. And then you define, I would assume this is defining a function. So there's define main, print, pretty basic. That's going to be a console print. And then service, I don't know what that would do, but it says get service. I assume that's a function. Yeah. So it calls this thing cred equals none. And it says the custom connection information that I had to get from the Cloud API website. So it's in a file. That's what this is. It probably just looks in the same path. Yeah, I mean, structuring of this language isn't too difficult to understand here. Here's an if statement, nested if statement. And this is a comment, of course. So if not creds, or not creds valid. Let me see what this even means. Where's creds? Creds equals none. I'm going to assume none is, what's that term? There's certain words in programming languages that are for the system. So there's, usually it's null. So in C, C++, things like that, it's null, N-U-L-L. This is one of them, but that's none. So it says the file something something. Okay, it's reading the file. Looks like, well, it checks to see if it exists, and then creds, which is, okay, they're filling this variable. I didn't even bother to look at this stuff. Credentials dot JSON scopes. It's possible that this is doing the reading of the file. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty cool that it's so simple to read a file like that. And I assume it's reading the structure. I'm not going to open that file on stream, but because then some people, if I were to show it, you know, someone could connect and nuke it. I do have a backup. Pretty cool though. I could probably change these to a generic. Whoops. Oh, okay, that's a comment. I mean, it's pretty impressive how simple this code looks at face value, but it is doing a lot behind the scenes. Yeah, so it did this pretty easily. It says get the last 5 posts. Posts equals service.posts.list blog ID equals my blog ID max results 5 execute. Yeah, so just this single line is doing a ton of stuff in the background. Pretty cool. And then this is, okay, here's a for loop. If there are items in posts is this variable. The problem is with the language like this, you're not defining you're basically defining the variable at this moment, but it doesn't have a type, and you know, like, how would you even know what's in there? It's one of the drawbacks of this type of language. So here is it's not really well, in C#, these are called for each loops. So for each post in posts. So this is the data structure. And it's in items that was returned in this thing. So inside posts is another, it gets filled with the data structure from this service call to get information from Blogger based on their API. So you would have to look at their API documentation and see how it's structured, and then you can go in here and figure out how to access it based on the spec. So for example, you're taking a group of each thing inside this posts items and then looping over it. So this might not be really like a for each, it might be a simpler form of it. Yeah, it could just be an array of arrays type thing. Yeah, well, that's without the S. Oh no, I take that back. It's more of like a for each. So the post variable up here gets filled with what comes from the API service, and then you break it up into each individual. So they call it post without an S right here. So this gets filled with each one consecutively with the for. But like I said, in C#, it's for each, which makes more sense logically to have that little extra word in there to say what it's doing. But for posts in posts, and inside there, you've got this variable to use, and inside posts is going to have all of the stuff that you pulled down from Blogger. So we've got title, we've got the labels. Okay, this is an additional fetch. So post.get labels. And then I'm going to assume that this comma here defines if nothing exists, it's going to fill it with this instead. So now we've got another data structure there. That's this print function prints net, automatically prints everything inside of it. And so we've got the title printed, and then this thing automatically prints everything in there. And I could look at my console thing to see what the output was of this originally. Let's see. Oh, it didn't even... Yeah, that's kind of irritating. Yeah, this thing isn't being as exact as I want it. But let me see. Let me go back to the chat thing. Is this not working? Wait, no, I don't think it works. For step 3. I guess I can put this here. Yeah, I guess I need to be a lot more specific or something with this thing to... All right. I'm not going to even proofread it. Okay. No, it's not even remembering. Oh wait. Okay. There. Yeah, it's in here. Okay. Three B. 3. Yeah. Whoops. Hit the wrong key. This is exciting stream content. Where was I? Here's the enhanced step 3. I've expanded it to be a proper environment setup. Assumes the reader is starting from 0 on Windows. After the new step 3, I've listed a few specific additions for other sections based on the gotchas we hit during the project, like the scope error in the beautiful soup installation, which was the thing that dealt with the HTML code in the Blogger articles, because obviously it's structured. So the AI came up with a way to remove the structuring. See if I can copy this easily. Paste as plain text. (3A) subheading. For try this. 1. Verify Python is installed. First, I opened code. Tab, I guess. If you don't have it. 2. Oh. Oh, we'll fix this. No, I don't know if I can fix this. Go like this. There we go. Oops, hit the wrong key. Don't need that. Don't need this. This is the actual code. Oh. Crap. Yeah, I don't think I can avoid having numbers in the second row with this. How this works. Unless I do this. Like that. Yeah, I guess that kind of works. So I'm holding shift and then pressing enter, so it's all in the same thing. Let's say bold it. it from python.org. Two. Three. Four. Oh. Just gonna get rid of that. Yeah, so this is the main thing. So it's all those libraries that allow it to connect to the Google API stuff. What's that? 3A, 3B. Whoops. It's kind of weird. All right. The strategy shift. The plan. What time is it? Well, I'll keep working on this for a little bit. Initially, I thought about fixing cable. Let's see. Sure the connection worked. Set up. Me. Just focus on a script that simply reads labels from the blog first, just to make sure it's working. I don't know if I specifically said that. Let me search on that just to see what I actually said. That's probably it, because I told it to be more exact. Or not. You trolling me, bro? There's other stuff too that it didn't cover that I would want to cover. Man. Kind of feel like the AI lost that for to write this as detailed as I would want it. Let's see how many tokens. Doesn't even say the token count. Oh wait. It's only 62,000. It's not much. Where could I put this? Yeah, I would want to put it in here. Download. Switch here for a second. Export. All right. Put this in here. Oops. All right. And that kind of covers it. So where's my mouse? Here it is. I look down here and see if it suggested a change. It says scope conflict. Bad request that happened when we initially authenticated full access. Okay, yeah, that one's important. The test user requirement, you mentioned keys to the castle phrasing was too much, but the technical detail of the test users list was the #1 reason this fails for beginners. Suggest step 2, make sure to emphasize if you don't add your own email to the test users. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's probably good enough, but I could get a screenshot too. What I probably should have done is tried to direct it to do an exhaustive article covering all the little details and stuff. So it kind of glossed over a bunch of things. So I'm wasting time looking for other stuff to add here. Potentially missing items, all beautiful soup. Was that in there? Let's do a search. No, that's in there. No, let me see if it's the... Okay, the install process isn't in there. Yeah, there's still quite a bit to this. It's getting kind of late. Yeah. the main thing I need to do is edit photos, just drudge. I like taking photos, but the editing can be... And I'm not doing artistic photography for this type of stuff. So it's just going through these. I still haven't removed all of the duplicates and such. But then after that, I need to go and actually edit and adjust the lighting and such on these photos. This is another thing I would like to somehow automate in a way. I'm not sure how, but this specific program does have a API. I don't know how good it is or what I can do with it, but I did, again, using the AI stuff, I started to explore some of the idea and had burned my thumb a while back dealing with a washing machine. It's my own stupidity, but anyways, it's kind of sensitive on a little bit of it. Anyways, yeah, it would be nice to have something to look through the photos and figure out which of each person is a decent picture. You know, a few of them. And then also fix the lighting and adjust things. Would be very nice. But it's probably better that I would just go through it by hand this time again. And then maybe use this as the starting point for a script. And then compare what I did versus what I can get with scripting stuff. Adjustment and such. Yeah. Anyways, that's kind of, that article goes over what I did with this website. I mentioned this topic index thing. So these are the tags that I had generated. If I click on one of these, you can see the structure of it. The brand dash Canon, and then all of the articles that were applied. You can also see other stuff. So we got format video, format text only, brand Pentax. It did make brand Pentax and brand Ricoh, which are technically the same company now. There's guides, business, DIY, review. Yeah, so it's a decent list, it seems like. And I'll just have to follow this myself when I make new articles to label things. I might remove some of them because it didn't, for example, this format quick look thing, it didn't tag any or label any of the articles as this thing for some reason. But this one, it it found all of the YouTube videos, like any video with an embedded, any article with an embedded video in it. It found those and then tagged it with this thing, which I asked it to do something like that. So that was pretty good. The main thing that spurred this is that I did have ads on this website, and I set it up, and it started with there's something called AdSense for Google, and I had the one that I was using was set to organization rather than individual. At one point, I did have an LLC and a business in the way that I would collect sales tax and stuff if I made apps, but I stopped doing that. And I had that going for many years, just filling out zeros for the sales tax thing because I had no revenue in that way. And that's state related, but you still have the registered business and everything. But I closed that down for this year. I don't know if they noticed it or it's just some other quirk that I ran into, but when I had to try to verify the AdSense thing to enable a feature on YouTube, or like re-enable a feature on YouTube, because I could have sworn I had it enabled at one point, I ran into the organization thing, so I had to find older like registration for the business thing and send a copy of it. So that was kind of irritating. I'm surprised it worked. But then I made a new AdSense for individual, which was a process unto itself, and it was irritating and stupid. But yeah, all of it seems to be okay at this point. And I had to re-add the websites. I had to re-add the YouTube channel. And I have a second channel that's recently in the partner program, but it's not the good tier. It's the starter tier, which you don't get money from ads, so that sucks. But I need to add more content to that YouTube channel. Anyways, so trying to add the websites back in to display ads to make a little bit of money on that. The big one, they rejected it for some reason. So, I mean, I reapplied, but their rejection was that it had thin content, which makes no sense at all, because there's hundreds of articles and they're very detailed, a lot of them. So my idea was that with all of those labels, it just fluffed out the links and pages on the website, but all of those were like garbage for the label things. Because when you click on this, it creates a link for this thing, and then it gets a big list of articles. So I'm thinking maybe it had something to do with that, or the navigation was off and such. So hopefully having this topic index thing with all of these like decent yet not excessive amount of labels and such will hopefully improve things. Who knows? I would like to also adjust this thing, but it's the theme that I'm using on this website. The structure is very basic for this. There's other ones that have like a cloud of text with different sizes and stuff, which I think I would prefer, but I would have to modify it in some way and apply it to this one. Which again, I'll probably use the AI stuff to help me do that. Maybe adjust the links and things to hopefully, or the pages, just try to make it better in some way that hopefully it'll get reapproved. It kind of sucks. And the other ones too, they might get rejected as well. So it's kind of stupid. But we'll see. I need to do all of this on my programming website and the smaller tech one. The technology one doesn't have nearly as many articles. I'm also wondering if it's because I have a certain structure to these articles now, and it's based on my videos. So I don't know, is that thin content? It doesn't feel like it to me, because this is a lot of information here. And it's totally different than the video. Sure, it's a lot of the same information, but some people don't want to look at videos and stuff, you know? It's kind of irritating. Yeah, nothing about this to me looks thin with content. Sure, the AI thing made quite a bit of it, and maybe they're running those tools to decide if it's AI-ish. But the thing, I edited all of these articles by hand quite a bit, so I don't know what the problem is. But I think I only have maybe 20 or so articles on this one. And those are the labels are kind of messed up on this one too. Yeah, that's pretty bad. But now that I have the structure, I can run it on this one too, and the programming one. So this is the one that, whoops, I typed a double. This is the one that I'm going to add that article to. I mean, the same issue here with a bunch of junk labels. Okay, a lot. Yeah, so clearly that needs to be dealt with. And most of my articles on here are basically just experimenting with the AI stuff lately. Yeah, so since then, that was 2023. It has gotten a lot better since then. Although I was just trying to use Gemini. I mean, ChatGPT instead of Gemini. Well, maybe this is the point where it got decent. Yeah, I think it might have done a decent job here. So maybe before this, I was having issues trying to get it to work, but at that point it was decent. Theme migration. Printing to wine. Oh, this is an old article. Yeah, this was before AI. Okay, that does not look right. That's a weird formatting. I'll have to look into that. Oh yeah, this too. This is a hand-programmed program. I'll have to see what I did here with this stuff to structure that. Anyways, I'm gonna head out. Wanted to stream a little bit. See this after the fact. Hopefully you enjoy me typing and stuff. Yeah. See ya. Peace.